Hello, and welcome to this third combined snapshot video with me, Manic Clutter. Just a few days after the most recent snapshot, where they added a couple of things, namely some new music and a new music disc, the start of which sounds like this. Sounds like this at one point. And ends up sounding like this. It is called Relic, and I'm quite fond of it. I think it sounds almost reminiscent of some of the oldie Minecraft music, as you know from my most recent Let's Play. I'm quite fond of. Well, as I came back once more from the sniffers at spawn to find my strung up donkey again, I discovered that there was a village right over my head the whole time. This is getting a bit like my Let's Play world actually, trying to get down a mountain like this, though I'd say this one is a bit easier. Here's my nerd pole and here's my donkey. The other thing I brought back from the village, even though I technically got them in creative, were these flowers which we'll plant at some point and see how they grow. So now I've got all my stuff packed up once more, we are going to check out some camels, if I can find some, and some of the archaeology that can be found in deserts, which means that having just flown here from spawn, I'm going to be driving my dear donkey all the way back. I will catch up with you when we're in the cherry grove. Here we are. We're going to carry on out that way in search of some suspicious sand. And I'm not going to worry about the ruined nether portal that I saw down there, because simply for the purposes of demonstrating some of the snapshot gubbins, I don't think we're going to need anything that a nether portal can yield. Now I thought it best to come this way, because going the other way, the biomes just seem to be getting colder and colder. Don't let the snow fool you. I'm not that silly, I hope. I'm sure there'll be lovely, warm and cosy biomes to come on the other side of these here hills. As well as the camel and the suspicious sand to be found, I do, of course, have the armour trims that we discovered that I should show off. And if we do happen across the trail ruins, the generation of them has been changed. It's part of the reason I didn't explore out this way, though it looked so inviting in the first instance, is because I wanted to save an area to generate in more up-to-date snapshots to see if anything changed and have a look at that. But trail ruins aren't the easiest to find without commands, so we'll see how that goes. Well, it's a very nice village, but it's not the sort that I want. No, only something a bit more desertified will do, thank you. Oh, more and more of the kind of village I don't want. Ta very much. Will at least yield me some more bread, for me and for the donkey. Well, things aren't cooling down this way, that's for sure. They're only hotting up. I've just walked straight into this, and I'm going to just quickly prove, I think T. Yes, you can see some of the commands that I've used, and locate structure was not one of them. I have just walked into this, coming from that way, a relatively straight line. This is going to be one of the new ones. I'm not going to showcase me uncovering every single little thing, but I will show the end result. Now, it looks like a nice perfect staircase, but that's because I altered it slightly. I would recommend to you bringing some scaffolding, because there did seem to just be a floor up there. A little bit of mining revealed otherwise. I would recommend putting down a double chest in which to put all one's sandy, dirty, gravelly bits. In fact, it's just the dirty, gravelly bits now. One of the changes that's confirmed this is one of the new generation is that there's only suspicious gravel, not suspicious sand in these structures. Having got all caught up with the thought of using a shovel, and a diamond shovel at that, I think I would recommend just using your fist for this, because you're considerably less likely to break the blocks that you want to keep. Either that, or I'm just incredibly clumsy. So, to show off the whole interior now it's uncovered, down through the familiar bits. They have increased, I believe they said, the number of rooms that you just get of the main tower structure, and yeah, I've got some curious little spaces that have generated here. There's a bit out the back here which looked like it was almost the way, and then quickly petered out. This is the main route through, with the other rooms that can generate off to either side. Now more than one type of room can generate, with some sort of workstation therein. Oh, it's thundering outside, blimey. In Minecraft, not in the real world. In the real world it's a lovely day. Here's the other room, in which I've placed some candles, so you can find, well, 3 different workstations. 2, technically, seeing as I don't believe any villager uses a furnace for something. The reason this is nice is because we can now apply a trim to our armour. Having dug so many trims up, and later down the line I'm going to try and get more chest plates, as we've got a few other sorts of trim, and I think the chest plate is the best piece of armour to illustrate what the trim looks like all in all. I'll be taking this with me and using it again. Okay, I've broken my workstations down. Let's keep searching for a desert. I found a coastline, so slash located is. Uh-huh. Moment of truth. Oh, I'll take that as a solid no. Oh, that is a shame. A chest raft it is. You have served me very well, but now, good sir, I believe that you are going to be set as free as the wind. You can do whatever you please here on out. Goodbye. Goodbye, live free. Farewell. Okay, here's the desert with its ruined nether portal and shattered savannah off to the right. Oh, what an impressive place. I will see if there's anything worth me having in here. Maybe. Axes always do better than swords for me as a weapon, so I'll be holding on to this. I will not use the coordinates to find the very, very specific point that the desert temple was at. I think finding the desert is enough. I'll see if I can hone in on other structures. Shame you don't get suspicious sand in villages, but it makes sense. Okay, you've got a bunkmate tonight, good sir. Oh, sweet relief of the morning. Hee! Our first camel. And probably only camel, as I don't intend to find another village. Okay. Oh, look at that. Now, how fast or not do you go? Okay, I think you're faster than the donkey was, and that's aided by the crazy leap forward you get. Ah, it's interesting. The camel does also slow down right after that. It's not that you just can't jump immediately again. It can't sprint either, which is interesting. I wonder if you can... No. No, there's no way of bypassing that. So that's interesting. That was carefully thought out, that was, to make sure that you couldn't just go ridiculous speeds on a camel compared to the other animals. Though I do think, maybe given that, it would be justifiable to make it a pack animal. Well, this is a bit of a novelty, isn't it? So we've got ourselves a camel, and we've got ourselves a temple, and I've already shown off the trail ruins in their new and exciting format, so I think it won't be long before we wrap things up. Let's just try and get in here. Down I go. Well, I cleared the place of the TNT and realised that I don't have a light source anymore, having used all my torches in the trail ruins, so lighting a fire will have to do. Okay, what have we got? We've got some enchanting books that I'm not going to use here at all. We've got... Ooh, the new smithing... I mean, I did know that already, if I'm perfectly honest, because I dumped the stuff that was filling up my inventory in here. But, nevertheless, that was very similar to my initial reaction. Ah, new fire needs to be lit. Oh, more. These ones aren't uncommon at all. And this place is absolutely filled to the brim with saddles, which is nice. Just in case something happens while I'm toward the end of my little playthrough here. Right, let's just get out. Now, a slight alteration has been made to these structures, in that loose sand will now spawn in one corner, and at least one top block will be suspicious sand. One visible block, I should say. Ah, here's the proper staircase down. Well, there is one. Probably going to be a potsherd. In fact, coming in from the top down might be a good way to do things in trail ruins as well, as there were a few blocks of suspicious gravel that were hidden in the ceiling, which of course fell down and broke without me realising. So going from the top down in any of these structures, probably not a bad shout at all. Oh, more pot shards. Oh dear me. Oh my goodness, getting all the sherds today. This is proving even more sherd lucrative than the trail ruins. One can just get TNT. That's novel. Okay. Looks like I'm taking the pole out. Ba-da-ba-da. Good fellow. I'll take you back to the village. I say to town, I think I saw a well, which is another place. Oh, it's... You know what? It's more of the same. Whoa! I was trying to admire the camel. Why did you feel the need to be so violent? Now that the last terrifying forces of the night have perished, let's try and find a nice clear spot to exhibit some of the fair fine armour trims. Okie dokie. It would help if I had more chest plates. There will probably be... Whoa, I forgot I was in creative. One more snapshot, at least. So, I'm going to set some of these seeds to growing, so that come next time, we can see how they've grown up. So, just to show things off, I've prepared these fellows. So the first we have is the Shaper armour trim, which is fairly simple. Next is the Host armour trim, which is like Shaper, but with a little bit more around the midriff. Then we have Wayfarer, which is a handsome piece, I think, certainly more so than the other two. And lastly, from the Desert Temple, we have Dune, which I think is the best looking of the lot that I've managed to procure so far. They aren't easy to find, some of them. Some are in Bastion remnants, which are actually the ones you need now for upgrading diamond gear to netherite. And some are even in such far-flung places as end cities, which will be quite the challenge to procure, among others. Just to end on something nice and simple, making a pot out of actual pot sherds. While I have shown the recipe before with simple bricks, it's not quite the same as seeing a fully made up pot on display with all of its different faces. In fact, and that is where we shall leave it for this rather brief snapshot video. Hopefully you can go away and find the interesting songs that have been added. IBX Toy Cat is a channel I can recommend for that very purpose. He's done a good little video on all the new songs that have been added, and I think even showed the full recording of the new music disc of Relic. Anyway, I look forward to seeing all of you in the next snapshot video. Until then, farewell.